Hi, I'm Pamela, and welcome to Green Stick Cottage, where I do stitchy things whenever the cats allow me to. Now, I have a very vocal cat right now, Misty, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how quiet or loud she becomes during this recording process. I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done this week, I can't remember when I did the last video, so in the interim, let's just say that. But hopefully I can put up a picture showing where I was when I started working on the, I call this one the Talavera main piece. This was a mystery sampler stitch along in 2021. So that's how old it is. And I did start it in 2021. And these were, this was put out by Linen and Threads, which is now Fox and Rabbit Designs. And so it was monthly releases. And I completed it through March back then in 2021. So now that I'm picking it up again, I'm starting with April. So hopefully the picture has shown up of what it looked like when it was just March. So I've started April, and I have started the black border here. All of this, I finished all this border, that right there. And now I'm about halfway through. There's got to be a better way to do this. Let's see here. About halfway through what I'm calling the fence right here. So I've still got to go around here, and then I'll be done with the black. Inside these corners right here are little designs. Now this whole stitch along, these charts are released with just the X's or whatever symbol. There's no colors or anything, so everybody interprets it the way they want. So you could do it all in one color, or you can do what I did and change colors. I wanted to use black kind of dominantly, because I'm thinking, the Talavera tiles are Spanish, and kind of I was thinking of Mediterranean architecture with wrought iron balconies and fences and decorative elements and things like that. So I wanted to have black on white like this, and have like, I was kind of picturing on these columns here, just kind of picturing some kind of wrought iron construct with vines going through it and things like that. In this case, it just fence posts with flowers. And on this particular one for April, in these corners, it looks like pineapples to me. I can't show the chart, but you'll be able to see. I'll probably be starting on those next after I finish this black outline that I'm thinking of as a fence. And then there's some design in here, in between these corners. And then there's a center element. I almost was going to do that in black, and then I decided, no, I'll figure out something else. So anyway, hopefully next time you see this, the April square will be done. And so anyway, this is what the whole piece looks like so far, January through March, and a little bit of April. So I really love the design, and I love the challenge of figuring out what I wanted to do and what colors I wanted to use. And I'm using, I think it's 14 count, 14 count Aida in white, and JMP Coats thread pack called the tie-dye palette is what I'm using, and it's quite bright and colorful. There are variegateds in here, and so I'll probably be using this bright yellow and a little bit of brown. I've added the brown. The brown is DMC. I can't remember what color number, but I added the brown to this because there were parts that I wanted to use brown with. So there's the yellow for the pineapples that I'm anticipating that it will look like, and green for the leaves. And I'm thinking I'll use a variegated for the center and for these little insets right here, to kind of represent a field of either of pineapples or flowers or something like that. So that's kind of what I've got in mind for that. So that's my Talavera, a little bit of progress. So I got a little bit of stitching done, but I have not been idle on the stitching front. I have been acquiring things, kitting things up, gathering fabrics, gathering threads. So that's what I'm going to go into next. And so last time I showed, I showed this sampler, which is called the Success Sampler. And it's monochromatic, and it says success is not found in what you have achieved, but rather in what you have become. And I really liked the saying on this because it resonates with me personally, with the journey that I've had over the last 3 years. It's going on 3.5 years now. And so I decided I had the fabric, I had the threads, I already had those available, so I kitted it up, and I'm using, which one was I using for this? 14 count white Aida Charles Craft. So I pulled that out. It's just your usual big piece. I think it's a 20 by 24 piece, so it's kind of big. And I had gotten all of these, I think it was 30 skeins of Sullivan's thread that was on clearance at 123 Stitch. So so I thought that should be plenty to finish this sampler. And it's kind of a jade green. I really like it. I don't know that it's showing up true here, but I think it will do. And I'm really looking forward to getting started on this one. I'm not sure. I definitely want to finish the April Talavera tile before I try to tackle that. And this Success Sampler is designed by Lois Winston, and it was in this magazine that I showed last time. The Cross Stitcher, which is from February of 2003. And it looks like this. I love this sampler too on the cover. But the Success Sampler ended up being the one I wanted to do out of this magazine first. So that one is ready to go. So that one is completely kitted up and ready to go. And then I talked about Family Origins, which I forgot to pull up on my tablet. Let's see if I can do that while I'm talking. And or I'll skip it and come back to it later. But Family Origins is a 5-generation family tree piece that I was so excited about, and it is by The Old Man and the Bee on Etsy. I'll include a link. And so I needed fabric for it, and I had already gotten a piece like this. This is Weigert raw natural Belfast linen, and I think it's a fat quarter, anyway, 18 by 27 I think. And I had already gotten a piece like this for Sweet Dreams, which I'll show next. And I thought, well, these are going to be clustered, they're going to be on the wall together as kind of a set, along with the mother's tree. And so I got the same piece of fabric for Family Origins. And I decided I was going to do, because the holdup on the mother's tree is having to graph out all the names and find the longest name so that the tree itself at the top of the piece will, let me show that piece here, so that it will be centered over all the names, because I'm going to list my name, my birth year, my name, and then my children's birth, and it'll say mother of, my name, and then mother of, and then it'll list all my children underneath. And so I have to map out all our names on graph paper, and I'm only on my first child's name. I've done mine because it's so tedious. So I force when I have time, I try to do at least one name, as far as, not the full name, just like first name or middle name or last name. And they, most of them have the same last name, so I'll only have to do that once, so that's good. And because that's the one I really wanted to do first, was the mother's tree. But then I came across this, and then I wanted to do Sweet Dreams, which is this one with the mother and baby. I thought that was very representative and a good partner piece for the mother's tree. And so, but, it's taking so long to get the mother's tree up and running. I can't even order fabric for it. I will be getting this fabric, the natural linen. It's 32 count, if I didn't mention that. And I will, so they'll all be on the same fabric, the three pieces, Family Origins, and the Mother's Tree, and Sweet Dreams. And I will be grouping them together on the wall. So, but I've got to know how big of a piece of this natural linen I have to get for the Mother's Tree. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the Family Origins picture to show up here, these are the colors for Family Origins, and they will be on this Belfast linen. So it's not a whole lot of colors, but they go well together, and I really like them. I was originally going to use a cream Aida for this piece, but this color right here blended in too much to that piece of fabric. So that's when I decided to go with the same fabric I got for Sweet Dreams. So I figured since they're going to be grouped together anyway, why not? And so let's see if this Family Origins has shown up yet. It's not cooperating very well. Let's see. Kindle, Amazon Fire Tablet, not the fastest thing in the world. And it's still telling me I don't have. So if it ever shows up, I'll show it. But anyway, it's not a real complicated design, but I think it will look great once you, once I get it all the tree done and all that. So that is Family Origins, and we'll see if it shows up. In the meantime, I've already shown, here's the fabric, same fabric, 32 count, quarter yard of natural linen fabric, Belfast, 18 by 27 inches. So that's going to be this one. And this one is going to be obviously a super long-term project, because that will take me a long time to do that one. But I do have all the threads for this. I ordered all the threads, and I don't consider this is kind of kitted. This is like partially kitted up to me, because I don't think of it as fully kitted up until all the floss, till flosses are on the floss bobbins and ready to, actually start stitching with. So I am not going, so my thoughts are I'm going to finish Family Origins because I've got it all ready to go. And then after it's finished, I'll start Sweet Dreams. And then I'll go do this massive amount of putting these on the bobbins. It's a massive time-consuming work of doing that. And but it's also got the the gold sparkly stuff, and so there's a lot. I can't remember how many colors, but there's a lot. And that is a lavender, Sweet Dreams and the Mother's Tree. These are both lavender and lace patterns. So I got them on 1 2 3 stitch, which I was very happy. I was very happy to find them. I didn't know about the Mother's Tree pattern until I came across it there, but I had this pattern in the past, back in when it first came out. I think in the 90s. That seemed to be my biggest heyday of cross stitching, was the 90s and early 2000s. And I just loved this and really wanted to make it, but in the chaos of life, it disappeared. And so I was so happy I was able to get it again. And so let me try and see if I can get Family Origins up again at all, if it will show up. No. Okay, there it is. All right, just have to get it open. And I'll embiggen it a little bit and see if it will show up a little bit. Let's see. Come on. Turn that down. I don't know all these tricks for these types of things, but let's see. You can kind of see it. I think I'm going to do a center start on this at the trunk, tree trunk, because I want to make sure there's plenty of fabric for framing and all that. So I think I'll start in the center, but I'm really loving it and I'm excited to get started on it. And so we've covered Sweet Dreams, and now the next one, I showed this magazine last time, and this is Cross Country Stitching, April 1999, and this was one of the patterns that I found, and I just loved it and wanted to do it right away, called Stitching Room. And it says, "Welcome to my stitching room." And then it has a Bible verse, "We love him because he first loved us." 1 John 4:19, I think it is. But I love the beehive, and then there's like little bee buttons or charms or something up there. So I have yet to find something I can use for little bees, but I'm sure I'll be able, bees are so popular, hopefully I'll be able to find them. Maybe the next time I'm anywhere near a Joann's, which the nearest Joann's is not near. So, and I have no transportation to get there. So, like I said, my local yarn shop, local needlework shop is Walmart. That's the closest, and even that's in town, so I have to get a ride to town even to go to Walmart. But anyway, I just love the colors, and so since I had to order fabric for Family Origins, the Belfast linen, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get the threads. I did have fabric for this, and I decided to use let's see, a piece of 11 count Aida that I had gotten in that stash from my friend's mother-in-law who moved to Ireland. And so I got this, and it is Which one is this? It's 11 count. 11 count. It's kind of an off-white, maybe an antique white. I'm not sure. But I wanted it. I wanted it to be bigger, and since it will fit on this, I'd rather have it bigger than smaller, because I love the piece so much. So now I ran into a problem with this. That's why it's all wrinkly. There were a couple of stains on it, and it was in a sealed bag, plastic bag, just right off the rack. So I don't know how whatever got in there and stained it. I wonder if it was a bug or something. I don't know. But I used that OxyClean kind of stuff, but it was from the Dollar Tree. It wasn't the actual brand OxyClean, and I was able to get it out for the most part. The worst stain was right here on the edge. I don't even know if you could see. Yeah, you could see it a little bit. So I wasn't really worried about that one because it's right on the edge, so it's not going to be part of the piece. But there was a little one kind of somewhere in this vicinity, and I can see it on this side. I don't know if the camera will pick up on it, but it's kind of in this area. But I cannot see it on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and use this piece and hope that the design itself will obscure any residual, if there's residual that I can't see because my eyes aren't the greatest. So we'll see, but I'll definitely use this side where I can't see any evidence of a stain at all. And so I got all the fabrics, all the threads for this one when I got the fabric for Family Origins. So here's all these. So these are already, so this one I guess is a partial kit up because I still have to get these on the floss bobbins, but it's getting close to a start. So when I place an order at 123 Stitch, I always look at my wish list. And so what got added to this order was another pattern that I really loved, and I learned about this one from Sharon at Everyday Stitcher. I saw hers partially stitched, and I was like, okay, I have to have that. It went straight onto my wish list, and then with this latest order, it went right onto into the cart. So it is Love the Beach Life. And I think it is designed by Ursula Michael, and it's an Imaginating brand pattern. So Love the Beach Life. Look how colorful that is. I love it. So I already had fabric for this. Another piece of 14 count white Aida by Charles Craft, and it's going to fit on a 15 by 18 piece. I don't have the piece with me right now because I'm freight checking it, and it wasn't dry yet when I got everything together here. So Love the Beach Life, that is going to be coming up. And let's see, here are the beautiful varied colors for Love the Beach Life. Let's see if I can. So I'm really excited about these. So these have to be, so once the freight check is dry, I will, then I can start on these and get these ready to go. And so those are kind of my things coming up in the future that are getting close to being started. Definitely the Success Sampler is ready to start, and so is Family Origins. So I'll probably be starting those. Maybe I'll allow myself to start one when I finish the April Square on Talavera. Okay, so that's that. And then I had to place an order for yarn at Joann for it was supposed to be for hats for my granddaughter, for my oldest granddaughters, but I learned a lesson there that colors on the screen, ordering online is best done when you already know the fabric or yarn or threads or whatever, so that you know what color you're going to get. Have some familiarity with that. I bought a yarn. It's a Lion brand. It's a very nice yarn, Lion brand. Superwash 100% merino wool. And I thought I was going to be getting a pretty vivid pink and mustard yellow, as well as light blue and kind of a purple or violet color. The pink was very subdued, barely pink. Essentially, it was not vivid. Like to me, vivid pink is like this pillow, my princess pillow there. So that, and the yellow was very drab yellow, and the one I thought was light blue was actually gray. It's called, the color name was Ice. So, but it's a gray. It's a beautiful gray, but not, that granddaughter likes pink and blue together, so that won't work. And then the purple was just barely, it was a very grayish color as well, with a very slight hint of purple. And so again, the pink, these girls love pink, so the pink wasn't going to work. So it wasn't a total loss, because I can use that yarn to make me something, I'm thinking a sweater, a pullover, a cardigan, or something like that. So it is more grandma colors than granddaughter colors. But in the meantime, since I was ordering yarn and I was pretty close to the threshold for free shipping, I went looking, and I looked at, one of the things I looked at was cross-stitch kits. And I found this kit that is a DMC kit, and it's called Lion's Pride, and it is just, it's just gorgeous. But what grabbed it just jumped off the page at me, was the eyes, because his eyes look like my cat who died last year, and his name is Jack. I'm going to do my best to put his picture over here so you can see the resemblance here and why I had to have this in memory of Jack, and why I have to make this. So it's just beautiful on its own, but the eyes just spoke Jack to me, and just made me have to get it. And all the threads are, thread fabric, it's a full kit, so it's ready to go. I'm not sure when I'm going to start it, because like I said, I've kind of committed myself to family origins and getting that going before anything else. So, but I love this. I just love this one. And so I'm very happy that I have it, and when I get to it, it'll always remind me of Jack. I always used to call him, like this kid is called Lion's Pride. I always used to call Jack the father of the pride, because I had him and his mate Jilly and their 3 daughters, Mary, Junie, and Rosie. And then shortly before Jack died, Jack was a gray tabby. And it was really kind of providential, kind of divine almost, that a gray tabby kitten showed up out here in the desert. I assume somebody dumped her. She was not feral, because, she came right up to humans. She wasn't afraid of humans, and started purring when I petted her. And so she's a gray tabby, and she showed up shortly, just a few months before Jack died. And so it was almost like she was a gift given to me because I was losing Jack. So she's very precious. And so they're all girl cats here now. I'm sorting through all my books and magazines craft-wise in my craft room. So I thought I would show some of these that I'm pretty sure I haven't shown any of these. And, this is a favorite. I wanted to make this back when it first came out in Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine that I subscribed to at the time. And it is Amid Amish Life, a triptych. And this is the center, big piece. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And these are the two pieces on either side. There's the field, the barn, and here's the quilts hanging on the line. And I just love it. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I'm just so happy that I have it again. Again, this is a pattern that I had planned to make, lost it, and now I have it again. So I'm really happy. This one is called Borderline Express, and it is by, let's see, was there a designer name on this besides Better Homes and Gardens? I'm not seeing one. Oh, each piece has a name. So that centerpiece is Visiting the Neighbors. Hanging the Quilts is the one side, and the other one is Tending the Garden. And yeah, I still can't find a name of a designer on here. So, sorry. This one is Borderline Express by Lynn Waters Busa. And it is 9 quick-to-stitch designs for towels. And so there's what those look like. And I'm thinking, I really love the cats right there. I'm thinking that these towel type things might make good bookmarks, or maybe a band sampler, putting some of them together in a band sampler would be nice. But I like them. And this one is called Britter Cup Designs, like Britter Cup, like Buttercup maybe. And it's called Britty Kitties 5. So maybe, I don't know, I guess that was a thing whenever this was published. I do not know. I'm not seeing a name, a designer name. So I can't give you that information. But they're just little kind of flowers and cats. And so these could be quite a few different, could make different things. So that's really neat. Britty Kitties 5. Okay. Then this one, of course, I love this one. By the way, I got these so far, all these leaflets I found at the library book sale, including this one, which is called, it's by Nancy Spruance Designs. And it's copyright 1997, and it is Cape May Victorians. And these are, and I think I've said this before, Victorians is my favorite architecture. And so I'm loving these, and they are, it looks like they're black work. They're made, it says use 1 strand black floss for back stitches. There are some cross stitches. I don't know. I can't find a chart of colors. Maybe you're supposed to make up your own colors. I don't know. I think they're all stitched with black, just like it looks like on the cover. So I don't know. I'll have to investigate that further, but I still, even if they are looking just like the cover, I would still love it. And then next is, who is this by? By Warner Salmon. Christ at Heart's Door. Oh, that's the original art is by Warner Sallman, and so a lot of us have seen this depiction in various ways, various adaptations. This needlework adaptation was by Sandy Orton. So from the original painting, I guess she did this. So very nice looking, full coverage. Wow. And this is from Jan Lynn leaflet, and it is designs by Alice Okon, Okon, and these are little tissue, little tissue holders. And again, these could be used for borders. They could be used for this purpose, obviously, but they could also be used for borders or just designs, decorative designs on something, or bookmarks or something like that. So I like having things like that around. And there's an alphabet, and so you can add personalization to it, whatever you do. This one is a leisure arts leaflet from For the Love of Cross Stitch. Is a contest collection. So I guess For the Love of Cross Stitch had a contest, and these were the winners. And it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a corner design as well. So 6 designs, and a Noah, a rainbow, a coffee, a joy, peace, joy, cheer, and then little quilt baskets, and then the little corner design for the bread cloth. So this is contest collection, and maybe I can get close enough to see some of these. They're not real clear. My camera doesn't focus very well, I've noticed. Maybe if I get out of the shot, I don't know. But pretty ones. And finally we have, I had to get this one at the library book sale, designed by Renee Naneman, and it has 2 designs, and they're both on the front here. Yep. Feed the Birds and Bird Watcher. I love birds, so I thought this would be great for me. So yeah, so I'm excited to, I just have so many things to choose from. And I'm such a slow stitcher, but I love looking at the, designs every chance I get. So I guess I kind of collect craft leaflets, booklets, books, charts of all kinds. Anyway, I'm happy to have them. Even if I never get to them, I've enjoyed looking at them. That's the way I look at it. So that's all I have for this FlossTube episode. I think it's number 8. And I'm very happy you are watching, and I hope you have plenty of lovely things to stitch and are enjoying that at this very moment, or soon, if not now. Okay. Thank you very much.